Hi, I'm Jade and I'm back after a very long break to share my makes. I believe the last video I did was March plans? No, I did the seamstress tech last, but the video before that was March plans. And March kind of through May was kind of really busy for me. I'm a full-time college student. Well, I'm on summer vacation now, that's why I'm back. But I was just too busy with all of my classes and my finals and all of that. So I was gone for a while. I was still making things, but I just didn't have time to film and edit videos. I really wanted to, but so I'm back after a very long break. I do have more makes that I said I was going to make. I didn't finish one of the makes that I was going to. The transformation of that one dress, like tiny white flowers on it. I was working on it and everything. I got really sick and I couldn't finish it, and I didn't want to look at it because it just made me think of being sick. So I kind of want to wait for that memory to go away from that project before I go back to it. But I did do a transformation. I do have quite a few things. I think I have 7. So I think that's decent. I'm gonna label this spring makes because March through May, spring. And also welcome all my new subscribers. I really appreciate it. I think I got like 50 from the last video, which I'm super excited about, and thank you for watching me and all the lovely comments and suggestions for people to watch. I've been watching so many new people. I love most of those channels you recommend. I haven't gotten around to some of them because it was a lot of suggestions, because the people who commented multiple names, which is great and I loved it, but I haven't gotten around to looking at all of them. Anyway, let's get on to the makes. So the first make is, it's my thrifted transformation. It's this cute little boat neck jersey top. I wish I would have gotten it before at least, but I didn't. But yeah, it was just a really big worn out t-shirt that I believe I thrifted or somebody gave to me. But it was really worn out in certain areas, so I cut around that and like cut this out. I didn't use a pattern, but I did kind of get the suggestion of this from a cheap dollar shirt that I got somewhere. It was really ratty and tattered and it wasn't a great feeling material, so I cut that up to get the suggested shape and then I made it from that. It didn't have, hopefully this is still far enough that you can see, there's like a little collar, I guess? I don't know what to call this. Anyway, this edge or trim, whatever, I did on the neckline, but the sleeves, you'll see me pointing to it in the clips. I haven't hemmed or done anything to the edges because I wanted to fold it over and then just do a zigzag, but I didn't like the way it looked, so I unpicked that. And I was thinking of doing the same thing, but I made this last night and I just didn't feel like it. And the bottom hem is just, use the hem from the shirt that I made this, and the reason why the sleeves are vertical, vertical versus the horizontal stripes on the bodice, I do think it's cute, but I did that because that was the only way I would ever have enough fabric from that old shirt to put sleeves on this. Because these are like 1/3 sleeve. I really wanted to start messing around with jersey because I haven't really before. I've been scared of it. It terrified me. I've always been woven, no stretch fabric kind of worker, because every time I tried to sew I would use the wrong stitch and all that. So I tested working with jersey by altering a bunch of my jersey shirts that were too big on me. So it kind of helped, and I figured out the stitch length and width that works for me because my machine does not have a stretch stitch. My other machine does, but it never worked. Like every time I tried to use it, it just was awful. I even have a sticker, you can't see it, but it has it says stretch stitch and the length and width that works for my stretch fabrics on this machine. Because I can figure it out for all the wovens, but jersey, no. I really like it, I think it's really cute. I'm going to show you my yarn makes first because, I don't know, I'm more proud of my sewing makes just because these are simple. I think, to me anyway, they were not as complex as sewing for me. This is what I was doing when I was sick because it was making me feel better because it gave me a distraction instead of focusing on being sick. I have anxiety, and whenever I'm sick it triggers my anxiety and I go into an anxiety fit and whatever, so a distraction while I'm sick is good. But it's just a granny square, starts right here and just goes on and on and on. I did not realize how much yarn it takes to make a blanket. I was shocked. This is, I think, 8 balls of yarn, and this is like baby blanket size. It's like 3 feet by 3 feet. I was like, what the heck? That's a lot of yarn. That's why there's like 2 weird colors on the edge. It's very nice. It's more of like a weight blanket. Like, it doesn't necessarily keep you super warm. It's heavy, and that's what my sister wanted. She doesn't want to be overheated, especially because we live in California and it's like 90 degrees right now, and it gets up until like 115 sometimes here. Ugh. She really wanted something that she could feel like it's heavy and secure on her, but not that she has to like die of heat while using a blanket. So yeah, second make. Back in my March, because I have things that I did not mention. I think everything else I mentioned, I had big plans for March, but I ended up doing most of them except for one. So the rest of them I think I mentioned in my March makes. This yellow, and these are just granny squares that are like continued. If you crochet, you probably have done a granny square. I haven't really done more complex stuff. I have not made any clothing out of yarn yet because I can't really find patterns that I like. So if you have any cute kind of vintagey crochet patterns for clothing, let me know, put it in a link or something, because I'd really like to make clothes out of yarn, but I really don't want to learn how to knit. So let me know, I will try them out because I'm interested in doing that, because I can do that while I'm at the couch. But anyways, this I made as a like little shawl thing for my chest, my big, is it oak? No, no, it's a cedar. It's a cedar hope chest. And I just wanted a little thing to put on top of it when it's closed, which it's never closed. It has my fabric in it, and my fabric, there's so much of it. That's why there's a basket of fabric on top of it. In the other video clips, you'll see that basket of fabric is just what I had to take out so that I could close that. And I still have a whole nother craft room with a whole bunch of fabric because I'm a crazy person. But I think all sewing ladies are crazy people with fabric. So don't judge me too much, because I know you have one too. So this is supposed to go on top of my hope chest whenever it's closed, which is usually not. So I'll probably put it on the end of my bed. It's not very big. It's like 24 inches by 24 inches. It's square. No, I think in the other clips, I'm not sure really here, because on here on camera it looks all the same. It's actually 2 different yarns that are slightly different shades of yellow. Like, it's like this is one yellow, then this, and this. Also, when you're doing granny square blankets and you're just doing a continuous square around and around and around, 1 ball of yarn only goes around this like 4 times. That's ridiculous. I mean, I really like making blankets and stuff, but geez, they take a lot of yarn. I did not expect that. So yeah, third make, and I love it. Also, this color, I love it. Yellow's been like my favorite color, aside from green. Green is always my favorite. But yellow's been my favorite color lately. It's just bright and happy, and I need happiness in my life right now. I've been very stressed, and I just can't handle sadness in my clothes or in anything that I'm gonna have around me a lot. I made a velvet. I talked about this in my March makes for sure. I know I did. This velvet. Oh, but I did not end up making the overall placket that I wanted to add to it, because the overall skirted overall thing that I wanted to recreate, but like have it removable, ended up being a much different construction than I thought. It might still do it, but I'm not sure. I still have the fabric, I still have plenty, but I have not done it. I'm wearing the skirt, that's why I'm holding it up like this, and I'm not actually showing you the skirt. But yeah, this is pretty simple. The hem was a little weird just because it's so thick. So the hem's not the best hem I've ever done, but I don't care. Nobody's gonna be looking at the hem of my skirt. I do feel like the waistband's a little thick. I feel like the fabric of this velvet is so thick that I wouldn't want to wear a belt with this skirt, because I feel like it would just make my waist look a lot bigger, because it's 2 layers, because I did a folded waistband, which I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have just faced it with a light fabric like cotton or something, but I wasn't thinking, and I'm not gonna undo it because no, I'm just not. Sorry. I do like it. It makes me feel like Snow White when I wear it, because I usually pair it with blue for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like, well, anyway, Snow White's my aesthetic, so I feel like I really like pairing it with blue because it's very striking, and there's not a lot you can pair with yellow and pull off. I mean, I'm sure other people could, but I just don't like the way it looks for me, because red always makes it look like McDonald's. People say stuff, and then if you wear brown, people potty humor, and it's a big old mess. So if you have any suggestions of colors I could make tops to go with this, please let me know, because I want to wear it more, but I don't know what to make to wear it with. That's why I also made this top, so I have 2 tops that I can wear with this that I think looks okay. It was a pretty easy make. It was just the fabric was really thick, so it makes things kind of lay weird and look, but I still like it, and I wore it on my birthday. If you ever want to see makes before I do a video or anything like that, you can follow me on Instagram. As soon as I make something, I post a picture of me wearing it because it was work and I'm too impatient to wait and not show you. I don't know how Lisa from So Over It does it. I know that they're her patterns, so she has to be secretive about it, but it's so hard if you made something and worked on it just as you want to show it. Yeah, so I really like this skirt. It makes me happy. Like I said, yellow's a happy color. Although this is like a dim, it looks really, on my viewfinder, it looks very bright yellow right now, but it's kind of a dull mustard, if that makes sense. I still really like it, like I said. But I think the fact that it's velvet makes it look kind of like, not dingy, but more gritty. So that was my 4th make. My 5th make, this fabric buckled a bunch no matter what stitch I did, and I ironed it and everything. I pressed it like this. Was made out of a bed sheet, so I'm not complaining too much. I still like the way it looks. I pressed it a bunch. This fabric, it'll iron wrinkles out, but it will not iron those seams out, and I don't know what to do. I sewed the seams twice and I'm not gonna do it again. I don't care so much that the side seam is wrinkled. It does not bother me, but it is something I did notice. But it's made out of a bed sheet and it wasn't plain cotton, it's polyester, so I kind of knew that that would happen, and I couldn't find any cotton brown bed sheets or else I would have used that. I still do really like this skirt. It has a slight sheen to it, like it's kind of like, which I don't like because it makes it look like a bed sheet, but you can't really tell from far away. It's more if you're up close, it like has a slight sheen to it, because I don't think you can see it on camera. Let me know if you can. But I really like this skirt. It's very neutral and it pairs well with a lot of different tops, and I feel like it's really nice for wanting to pair with more neutral outfits. And I feel like I know it's a full circle skirt, so it's not 40s cut, but it makes me feel very 40s when I wear it. I don't know if it's the color palette of the 40s, but I really like it, and I've worn it a few times already. I'm not sure. Again, tell me what colors to wear that with, because I want to wear more things with it, but I limit myself with color matching sometimes because I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't usually wear green and yellow together just because people are like, oh, you look like showing up. I used to have green and yellow hair, and people are always like, oh, you have 7-Up hair, and I'm like, no, it's just green and yellow. Why do you have to compare it to something? So ever since then, whenever I like match colors, I'm like, no, because they're gonna say this, and then I get weird about things, and like, why would you say something like, and they wouldn't say it in a sweet way, they'd say it kind of like, your hair looks like 7-Up. That's weird. I don't give a damn, but it's still, sometimes I like that mental block. It's like, I don't want people to tell me stuff. I don't care what you think, but I just don't want to hear you. So yeah, let me know what you would pair with that brown skirt. It's a deep brown, you saw. So what would you wear with it? So this dress I was wearing in my seamstress tag video. I love this dress so much. It makes me happy. And like, sometimes I forget how happy certain outfits make me until I put them on, and I'm like, I remember why I fell in love with this dress. I think since it's starting to be more summery and stuff, I'm falling out of love with the muted 40s stuff. I still love it and I'm still gonna wear it, but I feel like the deeper tones attract heat and then I get hot real easy. But this still is a really light dress. The fabric's light enough that, and it's cool to the touch. I don't even know what this fabric is. Like I said in my plans video, it's very thin and very drapey. The hem's a little uneven because I didn't level it. I didn't care enough to do that, and I don't think you can tell that much. I'm a lazy sewer, so. In this dress, I did use a pattern for the front and back bodice pieces, but that's it, and I will link that pattern down below because a lot of people were asking about this dress, and the next dress you'll see, about what pattern I used, and I feel guilty when I like use part of a pattern because it's like I don't want to suggest a pattern because I can't say that the whole pattern's good or not. And I actually think this bodice pattern, I'm very short and I'm very short-waisted because of that. So this runs high on my waist. So I wouldn't even suggest this to anyone really unless you're as short as me, because even I want to lengthen the bodice on this just because it's a little higher than where I like my waist to sit, because I feel like this is almost empire, but it's not. Like on the Pinterest pattern, because it's a free pattern, so I'm not complaining, but I would not suggest anyone make this if you're not extremely short-waisted. Otherwise, you need to do some adjusting, and if you do muslins, do muslin first, because I know I would have been mad if had I cut this out and not seen that it worked. I never do muslins, but I love this fabric so much I was like, I'm not risking ruining it. I do really love them. You don't have to do zippers. They cinch your waist in, they make your boobs look great, they make your waist look great. You don't have to wear a belt because it has a built-in belt, and you can do that sexy little like leg pop in between the seam, and you're just like, oh, I'm so cute. Does anybody else do that? I do that. I'm not gonna lie. I do that with myself. But yeah, and then the sleeves, I think I did use the sleeves from the pattern, but they were extremely bad, so then I recut them to be different because they did not work. Not with this one anyway, because they were really big and really roomy, so I guess if you have bigger arms they would be good, but I didn't like it and I had to redo the sleeves. And it has like because they're not set-in sleeves, like I don't think they're supposed to be flush, but I also don't read pattern. If I'm only using part of a pattern, I will not read their instructions because they don't do much for me anyway, and I can usually figure it out. So I did a little gather, and I think it's cute because it makes it look a little more 40s because they have the bigger shoulders, and I have really sloped small shoulders that I don't really like the shape of, but I really like adding that. So if I add sleeves, I usually just gather the top instead of doing a set-in, because set-in takes more time, and I can do it. I've done it on another top of mine, but I don't see the point if I like the way it looks ruffled, and ruffled is less work. But yeah, I really like this dress. Like I said, a lot of people were asking what pattern I used, but I don't want to suggest that pattern because I don't know if it's good. I didn't try the whole pattern. I would not recommend the skirt because it had like 4 pieces, when it's definitely not necessary to have 4 different pieces unless you have a specific pattern that goes a certain direction. But I just cut a circle skirt with the weight, like not double my waist, but another half added to the waist, and it was fine. And like I said, the ties I figured out myself. I did not use their ties. Their ties were really thick, and I don't like thick ties, and these were fine. I interfaced my ties. But yeah, I didn't feel that a lot of the pieces they had. Also, there's a collar in the pattern, and I don't think that would work with this just because it pulls, so I feel like the collar would just look really not flat. I can't say, I didn't try it. But anyways, if you want to know the pattern, link down below. Only suggested if you have a short waist, otherwise alter it or look at it and figure it out, because that's pretty much what I did. And a lot of ladies in my sewing group were asking, so yeah. And last but not least, I'd say this is a tie for my favorite with the brown one I just showed, the brown floral that I just showed you. It is another wrap dress that I greatly love and I greatly appreciate. I used the same front and back bodice pattern because I was lazy and I did not want to redraft it and make the waist longer, and it was fine, and I was lazy and whatever. What I chose to do, you can't tell because I wrapped the waist ties lower than the waist was. Jeez, get off my back. I'm sorry. I'm in a mood today. I'm acting funny, so I hope you laugh because I'm being ridiculous. This is my brightest make. This is my first summer make, or summery, like bright, colorful make. This in March makes I said I wanted to make into a circle skirt, and I think I did say that I might make it into a wrap dress, and I'm really glad I did, and I'm glad that I made these fluttery sleeves instead of the 3/4. I really like the way the 3/4 looks, but with this print I felt like it was very, like a 3/4 length sleeve with this makes it formal and more like wintry and stuff. It would work with other fabrics, but I feel like since this is so busy of a fabric, which I like, I just felt that this looked better with fluted sleeves. And I drafted the fluted sleeves on my own, and this is just same circle skirt the way I did that one. Same way I did the waist ties. I'm trying to think if there's anything different about this. If you're from my sewing group or anyone who really likes this dress on me or in general, and you want to see how I made mine, because it's very different. I did not follow the instructions from the Pinterest one at all. But if you want to see how I make it and the way I go through it, because I will tell you, I do shortcuts and I do it a weird way because it's the way I want to do it. I will do a walkthrough making another one because I love the pattern so much, so I'm probably gonna make another one anyway. But if you want to see me make that dress like the way I did the skirt and the bodice and everything and changed it up to be the way I made it, just leave a comment down below letting me know, and I will try and do that as quick as I can. That is actually, like, once you have it adjusted the way you want it, it's a really fast dress to make because there's no zippers or anything. I think the first one, since I was maneuvering and stuff, it took me about 7 hours to make, but the second one I think only took me 3 hours to make, so that's fast for a dress like that. I think it looks like it's more complex than it is, so if you want a walkthrough of me making it, another wrap dress in that same, with that same pattern and everything, and how I did the skirt and everything, just let me know and I will do it. Just leave a comment if you want it, tell me, okay? That wraps up my spring makes. I really like everything. What's my favorite? It's a tie between the two wrap dresses. For an evening wear and looking sexy and like more like, ooh, look at me, like I'm classy and cute and sexy, but in a classy way. Definitely the floral, the brown floral one. For fun and happy, walking around, not really having to do stuff, anytime just throw on, definitely the cotton. Oh, by the way, I believe it's cotton, but it did not irritate my skin. It felt really breathable and I really liked it for just throwing on and leaving the house, and something that's less dressy but still very, very cute. That one's my favorite. So it's like depending on the day or whatever, those two dresses interchange. And I really like the separate skirts because they just help build your wardrobe in a way that like you'll have more outfits without only being able to wear it as it is. Like with a dress, you can't really change the top up, although I think I will try wearing the other two as skirts, hiding the bodice like under a petticoat. I've done that with other things and I really like this because it's comfortable and I can just throw on and I still feel cute, and I didn't waste a shirt or throw away a shirt that not even a thrift store would have taken. And I made this and it will be loved for many years until this one gets worn out, and then by then it'll be so disintegrated that I can compost it or something. Like I said, these were really fun makes. I'm really glad I made them, and I feel like these videos gave me more motivation to actually complete them because I felt like, well, I talked about them, I can't not finish that, so I have to finish that. So YouTube sew and telling is actually really good for keeping me on track with my projects, because I'll be like, oh, I really want this, and then I'll get excited about another fabric and be like, oh, but I want to make this into this. So this is kind of keeping me to it. The only thing, like I said, I didn't finish was that other thrifted transformation dress. I will be back soon with plans, hopefully, and if there's anything else you guys want to see from me, any sewing related videos, suggest them, anything. I'm free all summer, so I'm hoping to do a lot more videos because they help with my anxiety, and I just feel happier when I'm doing them because it gives me something to do and something to keep my mind occupied. Let me know what your favorite make of mine is and which one you like the best, because I'd love to know. Alright, I'll see you guys next time, and thank you for watching. Bye! Girl, that hem, but I know. Don't try and pull me out and clock me on my hems. Excuse you, road? Getting all kinds of vibrations and all kinds of dings from all the places. Ooh, I cutted this. That's me.